What's going on, y'all? So today we're gonna be doing round two of the NBA playoffs. Round one just ended yesterday with the Nuggets beating the Clippers in seven.
Yeah.
Um, moving to the Eastern Conference, how we did last time. Let's talk Pacers versus the Cavs. What are we thinking for this series, and more specifically, Game One that just happened?
I mean, game one, they didn't have Garland. I know it's a big loss, but they were the Cavs shot 23% today, 9 for 38 for 3-point shoot. That is, you can't win a game like that. And then the Pacers shot 52% today. And then Halliburton, I mean, he did his job with the assist, didn't turn over the ball that much today either. 1 turnover and 22 points. I mean, and then everyone contribute. They had 6 players in double digits, and then 2 players in the 20s. I mean, they played an all-around great game, especially in a tough territory in Cleveland. I mean, it's going to be – I think the series could go to 6 or 7, depending how – if Pacers keep it up like this.
Yeah, I feel that. I ain't gonna lie. I have Indiana at 7. This is a really very well-rounded team. Tyrese Halliburton, they say he was most overrated. I disagree. I think he's the most underrated player in the league. His impact is not mentioned enough, bro. And I think the biggest reason why they lost tonight was they didn't have – I know they didn't have Garland, but there was a lack of ball distribution. You had D-Mitch and Jerome combined for 50 shots. That's terrible. You can't have that.
Yeah. Can't have that, no.
We gotta get Mobley more involved. Get Struz more involved. You gotta have better ball distribution. So
yeah, I'm gonna come back to the Cavs for sure, but they voted Tyrese Halliburton most overrated player, which is crazy. Mm-hmm. And then in the last episode, I said he hasn't been taking like game-winning shots, risky shots, and lo and behold, what do we see in Game 5, man?
In the series,
the lights got bright, and he showed up,
and he made multiple clutch baskets before this. This was just
this is the biggest one, but in fourth quarter too, he still came at the clutch.
Yeah, so I mean, gotta acknowledge that Tyrese Halliburton has been playing phenomenal. But as far as his game one goes, I think this is more so about the Cavs, more specifically without Garland, than it is about Indiana getting this win. All credit to Indiana. They showed up, won a very difficult game one on the road. But I mean, look, like you said, Chris, Donovan Mitchell, he shot a lot of shots, and he went 1 for 11 from 3-point. I'm with Brenden in the fact that the 3-point basket's not falling, being the biggest reason why they lost this game. But if I had to say a prediction for the whole series, though, to be honest with y'all, I got to say Cleveland in about 6. I do think these are going to be gritty games, but we gotta be honest. Cleveland just swept that Miami team, beat them by 50 points like multiple times, if I believe so. So, yeah, I'm rocking with Cleveland.
I agree with you, Taye. I'm taking Cleveland probably in 6 too. I think Cleveland can last in the long series if Garland comes back healthy, hopefully. I mean, this is just game one. I mean, there's many games, many teams in the season before, they lose game one and they come back and win the series. So I think Cleveland got this in 6.
Yeah. Any last thoughts on it, Chris?
No, I mean, I still think that, I agree with you. I feel like D-Mitch is not going to shoot 1 for 11 the rest of the series. It's the off game. So it really depends on how Indiana will respond when he's on, and the team is not doing as bad as today.
Definitely.
Yeah. I will say, though, I think if Indiana can get one more on the road, then my predictions and a lot of people's prediction, I think, will flip.
Yeah.
They will.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm still going with my Indian 7 take. I think that's going to be
Bro, I will say though, Pacers are deep though. Like
they are.
They have a lot of guys who can score the basketball.
I think they're the third best team in the conference, bro.
That's the thing though about Indiana. They're so deep and all that, but you look at Cleveland. Donovan Mitchell can drop a 45 game. Any night he can drop a 45. You look at their team. It's just Halliburton's going to get his assists, but is Halliburton going to drop 20 or he's going to drop 10?
And but TJ McCollum, y'all seen TJ McCollum saying he could start on the Magic. I think, like,
yeah,
I mean,
the Pacers have better depth than the Cavs. I will say that.
Definitely.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
The thing, like, bro, Tyrese Halliburton, he could, like I said earlier, he could have 10 points and still have the same impact as he would if he had 20. Because his impact on the court is bigger than just scoring. Way bigger than scoring.
Yeah.
It's feeding.
So
Nembhard is one of the best scorers. It's really him. If Nembhard, like he shot 70% today, so if Nembhard is on point, then it's a wrap.
I agree.
okay. So moving on, let's go to the Western Conference. The Thunder playing the Nuggets. We got Shea versus Jokic. What are we thinking going into this series?
Man, I feel like OKC this is a really good basketball team. As good as Jokic is, and it's gonna be different. It's gonna be better for Jokic too, because Zubac like last series gave him some issues, and Hartenstein is a good center, but it's gonna be easier. But still, I think I got Thunder in 6.
Thunder 6, okay.
Yeah.
I can see that.
It'll be a really good series, but I think OKC at the end of the day, their team is really deep, bro. Like this team is good, bro. You gonna see how good they are when it comes like down to like the really good teams they play against.
I can see that. I mean, Jokic got held to his lowest points in that series against the Clippers. Clippers played amazing defense on him, and they still lost. And they split the series also in the season 2-2. Thunder and the Nuggets. I mean, it's going to be a good series. I think it goes to 7. I definitely think OKC could, but if OKC can't beat the Nuggets, then I think there's questions. I think there's going to be more questions to the team a little bit. Who's going to get traded? We don't know what's going to happen, but so questions are going to be brought up 2 years in a row losing the second round if they lose the series.
Not gonna lie, I feel like if they do lose, I don't think they will. But if they do lose, then I ain't gonna lie, you just gotta keep building, bro. I think a big trade would not help this team.
Do you make an aggressive move at the draft? Do you make an aggressive move?
Bro, this team
you try to go get Cooper.
Do you go try to get Cooper?
This team was a couple games short of winning 70 games, bro. Like, mind you,
they were
67. They won 67, right? If they win 5 more games, bro, they're up there with the Bulls, like the 72-10 Bulls, bro. Like that's how close, bro. This is a really good team. So if they disappoint in the second round, obviously you're thinking, okay, Shea Clutch came from the playoffs. That's a combo. But at the end of the day, all you can do is as they get older, you hope that you trust your guys to develop and become better performers. Because LeBron didn't get the job done until year 7. Curry didn't get the job done until year 5, 6. Giannis year 7. So you gotta be patient with your team. That's the whole point of getting young players to develop to potential and let them perform.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're that close. If anything, I would recommend they get like a better vet if they do want to make some moves.
Yeah, that's like
I guess upgrade like a tier above a Caruso as far as like a vet goes. But other than that, I think this team got it. I will say though, it will probably get a lot more difficult once Wembanyama is back and playing to the level that we know he can play. But honing in on this series, I think the Thunder get it done in 6 as well. Like it, I don't want to sit here and say the season series doesn't matter, but I think it doesn't play as big of a role in the playoffs. Like Chesapeake Energy Arena, those home playoff games, like that's a whole different environment than a regular season game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, honestly, I think the X factor person who needs to show out is Russ. If Russ can have another good series like he did for the Clippers, I agree. I think he's going to be the factor. If he can make that impact role that he did in the last series in the Clippers, being gritty, playing great defense. Because is he going to be on? Is he on Shea? Is he going to be on Shea in the series?
I would guarantee he's going to be picking Shea up at some point.
Yeah.
I mean, if he can defend him, it's going to be a good series though. And
I think he can stay with him, bro.
He can.
Yeah. Yeah, Russ is doing really good as a 3D player. He found his role on the team. If Denver beats OKC, bro, I'm rooting for them to get the chip.
I really think Denver. I think they will get 2. I think they'll get 2. This may be a series that goes to 7 games, to be honest. Yeah. But
it could.
I think that matters. Same thing with the Pacers here. Like, man, Oklahoma City is a very deep basketball team, bro. So.
And both these teams can go to 7. It wouldn't affect them going to 7 because how good their depth is. So
yeah. So if you had to predict like for the whole series, Brenden, who do you have in how many games?
I'll have to say OKC in 6. I think OKC's depth is more improvement. I think they know their mistakes. This is their second time around the playoffs as a team. They're not going to make the same mistakes of especially last year losing to Luka and the Mavericks. So I think they'll win in 6, playing a team they know pretty comfortable.
Okay.
I agree with you. Yeah, I think OKC in 6 as well.
So all right, speaking of game 7s though, let's quickly talk about this Rockets Warriors series. Real quick, they're playing game 7 as we're talking about it. Yeah, who y'all got?
Man, I ain't gonna lie, I don't know. Because, I mean, like, Golden State, they've been here before. This is not new to them. Game 7s, they performed here before. Yeah. But Rockets, as good of a team they are, they're at home. This is the advantage. But it's Steph Curry. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is arguably the best point guard of all time playing for game 7. I feel like – y'all seen his son, too, after game 6.
He said, I don't want to talk to you, Dad. I don't mess with you right now.
As a father, bro, I got to lock in after I see that, bro. Nah, but on a real note, I feel like Draymond, he has 8 points right now. He shooting 3 for 4. That's a good start for him.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen that.
Yo, bro, Draymond Green is so good at basketball.
Like, for real. His legacy will be like, I feel like.
I watched game 6 , bro. Man, he's one of them Russell Westbrook type of players that are so valuable.
The impact is
in playoff games and stuff.
Really,
but yeah, Draymond Green had a phenomenal game 6. But yeah, I'm rocking with the Warriors, to be honest with y'all. It's very hard, very difficult for me to sit here and try to like not bet against, but say Curry can't just do something to make me, you know what I mean, say he's the best point guard ever. So I think the Warriors get it done. A nitty-gritty game here. We'll talk. We're gonna come back and talk about how this series bleeds into the Minnesota series, depending on who wins. But first, real quick, Brenden, who you got, Houston or Golden State?
I mean, I want to say Houston because the momentum is shift. The Warriors they were up 3-1. They had the series. Don't get me wrong, they were in the series for so long. It's just been a gritty series, not gonna lie. It really depends if the Rockets players show up tonight, if Jalen Green can play that impact and Fred VanVleet can lead this team of young players. I just think the Warriors, it got caught up on them. I mean, they had the series. They had it and they could have won it, but I think the Rockets could end it out tonight. It really depends on shooting. I think if Jalen Green can come out shooting pretty well, I think they win the game. But if he doesn't, I think the Warriors win with their experience.
Yeah, bro. I think once you blow a 3-1 lead, it's hard to not lose the series because at that point you're not even down no more. It's a 1-game series. You know what I'm saying? All that first 6 games are done with. It's tied with. Basically, it's 0-0. So it's whoever wins the game wins the series. So I feel like it's easier for the Rockets to overcome everything that happened before and just take the winner here. But
definitely,
it really depends on turnovers. I ain't gonna lie. If
that too, turnovers, the big thing.
If they can live with turnovers, because these are 2 really good defensive teams. So if they can live with turnovers, then I think they take care of business. I don't see why they wouldn't.
Yeah,
this is a physical series too. So
yeah, I just think that physicality, bro. I think that's going to bleed so heavily into this Minnesota series in round 2. Yeah, but we'll keep an eye on it. It's going on as we talk about it now, so we'll definitely have to come back and talk about it. But let's go to the Eastern Conference, a series. You know, we finally get, I feel like, a really, really good Eastern Conference series with the Knicks facing the Celtics. Starting it off with you, Chris. What we thinking?
I got Boston in 5. I ain't gonna lie.
In 5, Knicks, wow.
I think the gap between Boston and New York is pretty big, and it'll be an easy 5, but it's gonna be. I think at the end of the day, Boston will close up the games better than the Knicks will, and it'll be a quick series.
The Knicks got this guy though. I will say.
The Brunson a dog. Brunson, I'm not gonna act like
do his job. Yeah, every night he's gonna do his job.
For sure. But
we're not worried about that.
But the Celtics do got 3 of them. Okay, I said only 3. 2 of them on the other side too. They got Jalen Brown and Tatum and Derek. If one of those don't show up, you got Derek White. If both of them show up, you got Pritchard. Like it's a backup plan upon backup plan. And the thing is, I thought the biggest matchup here is Cat versus Porzingis. Right? Who's gonna show up? Who's gonna show up more in the series? If you're New York, bro, you really need Cat to show up. You cannot have no bad games because if Porzingis is going crazy and Cat can't match it, the series is cooked with. The only chance you have, bro, is to 1, steal a game on the road, and 2, dominate in the paint. If you New York.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't know. I don't know, Brenden.
It's going to be a tough series. I mean, I was completely wrong in the Detroit series. You know how they were. I was right about the Cat thing. You know, Cat not showing up. I mean, Cat only dropped 10 points in the last game. And if he can't show up in some nights, it's going to be a big concern. I think Celtics do win in 5, maybe 6, maybe. It's just Jalen Brunson. He's doing it all by himself, kind of. He'll drop those 20 points, 30 points, and then you'll get eventually OG, and then Mikal, they're 25, 22. Right. It's just my concern is Cat. Is Cat going to show up? He'll get you that 35, and then another night he'll drop 10. I mean, it really depends on that. And also going back to Chris saying, like, if one player's having a bad game, another player's having a great game. Richard, Porzingis, Brown, Tatum. They have so many players. It's just difficult. So,
yeah, I'm with all of y'all. I think the New York Knicks are a phenomenal franchise. Although, I did have them definitely losing in about 6 games to the Pistons, but yeah, I think the Celtics got it here. Dare I say Celtics in 4? Like, I really feel like the Celtics could beat them in a gritty 4 games. Like,
this 16, the gap is just too big. Like, I would honestly, if they play at the end of this year, I think they get swept too. I wouldn't even
like, bro. The Celtics have White, Pritchard, and Holiday. That's just at the guard position. Those are 3 guys right there alone who can guard Brunson or at least limit him. And then you got Brown and Tatum.
It's just too much to overcome.
Too much firepower for Boston. I think they get it done in a nitty gritty. These are tough games. Maybe not that first game. You'll have a blowout, but I think these are nitty gritty of a nitty gritty 4-game series.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be a tough series. I mean, the Celtics are just so. This is the champs. They won the title. They could easily go back to back this year with their team running it back. And I just saw an article. They're going to have to trade. They're going to trade this offseason maybe. Get rid of some stars.
Bro, the second apron is you can't pay everybody.
Yeah,
you can't pay everybody $30 million contracts no more.
The new CJ McCollum agreement with the NBA PA, bro. That's played out.
It is, man. And then you're gonna
no more super teams, bro. Super teams is not the Super teams is not the method. You get you 2 stars and then you draft. That's the method.
Yeah, literally.
You gotta stay below the apron. Like, it's not.
Literally.
You don't want to be in a Phoenix Suns situation. Like, it's.
No, you don't. It's just, I mean, the Celtics, they'll figure it out this offseason. That's why they need a win this year. They got to win back-to-back. I think it's their last time in a while if they want to do this back-to-back or win the title again. I mean, we'll see with it. I think the team is going to stay with Tatum and Jalen, of course, but then you got to get rid of either Porzingis or Drew Holiday, one of those 2 players this offseason.
I don't know. I don't want to. I don't know.
I think the window was large. The window was big, bro. Like, as long as they have Tatum and Brown, bro, the window can go on forever. Because as good as White and Porzingis are, they're very replaceable. Right?
That's true.
Good players, but you can replace them, right? And as they get older, the more experience they get, the better they become. We're gonna look at Tatum's legacy. Like, I think he's gonna be up there in terms of like superstar, bro.
You think how many rings do you think he finishes with? If you say answer, how many rings do you think he finishes with?
Yo,
3 to 4. 3 to 4. That's not crazy to say, bro.
Yo, like, I can't guess his ring count right now, bro.
Because I feel like looking at recent history, I feel like 3 to 4 is not crazy to say unless.
How old is he? Like what? 28 or 27?
28. He's like 20.
No, he's not that old.
I think he'd been in 3 conference finals. I think he'd been in 3 or 4 conference finals.
He was 19.
Faced LeBron. He was 19. He's 27 right now. He's 27.
And LeBron.
Man. Yeah, Chris, you're right. He can get about 4, bro. Yeah, he can get about 4.
I think he's only missed the Eastern Conference Finals 1 time in his career. I think.
Yeah, I think it's. I'm telling you, bro. Like, it's hard to go to win a final as the best player when you're young, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
usually you get your first ring at like 25, 26, your 7th year in the league, bro. But then, you know what I'm saying, you just your time. Until Giannis a minute, until LeBron a minute.
Yeah.
Jordan.
All right, we're gonna get off the Celtics and the Tatum glaze.
Yeah.
So we talked about one face of the league. Let's talk about the second face of the league, man. This is scary, bro.
Yeah.
I told you.
Scary. This is
He don't like being an underdog. He hates the underdog.
I said didn't I say Lakers in 5?
I said Lakers. I said Lakers in 6. I did.
Lakers
I
6 or
said
7. Yeah.
I said he hates being the underdog though. He hates.
Let me show y'all how they lost. It wasn't even just Anthony Edwards. This is how they lost. This was the type ish that made them lose right here.
Yeah.
Effort.
And
defense.
5-on-4. It's a 5-on-4. Like what we're doing, Luka, mind you, the inbound is already there. Luka already in the corner waiting. Like that can't happen, bro. You can't be missing shots.
Defense, man.
That's what I'm saying, bro. And it was that in the paint, bro.
Yeah, exactly. You got LeBron basically playing center, and he
40 years old.
You can't do that, bro. And this is why they needed Williams from the Hornets so bad, bro.
Like, trade, and honestly, bro, I feel like if they had AD and the Luka trade never went through, they would have won the series.
Oh, definitely. The center effect would have made it.
Really?
Rudy Gobert is not dropping 27. No, he's not doing that.
Oh, 25 and 20, by the way.
Is that and the fact that they weren't even shooting that well the entire series. They weren't playing too good. It was more of the fact they were taking advantage of Lakers' mistakes.
They were.
And didn't even play well though. He didn't even play well in game.
Everyone else is going to do good. And I also said another fact.
Having AD is easier to take advantage of the mismatches and the mistakes that they make when you have a bona fide center on your team. Even though AD was trying to play the 4, I ain't gonna lie, he wasn't trying to be the 5. He was trying to get another center to be a better rebounder.
Okay. Before we go back that far, we gotta quickly. What do y'all think the Lakers need to do this offseason? We just gonna talk about this briefly, then we're gonna talk about Minnesota versus Golden State or Houston.
Yeah.
First thing, you get a big. But first thing, Luka, you got to get the contract. Get it done. Get the Luka contract done. Make it confirmed that Luka's there for the next generation for this team. That's your future. That's your next ideal of the Laker show. And then now you get your center, of course. There's been talks, and Chris and me talked about Daniel Gafford maybe going there.
That'd be great.
Maybe Daniel Gafford goes over there. We'll see, though. I mean, he did play with Luka at Dallas, but we'll see. They just need to get a center, though. And then another one is maybe get another star player off the bench. I mean, LeBron can't play another 40 minutes each game. He can't do that to himself. He's going to be 41 next year. So you can't do that. You need to get another star, in my opinion, off the bench.
Yeah, but the question is, does Luka even want to stay in LA?
Yes, bro.
That's another question.
Y'all.
I'm saying when LeBron
question.
When Luka want to play for the Lakers.
When LeBron is out, when LeBron's retired and he's chilling at the crib with Savannah and Missouri, does Luka still want to play for the Lakers?
Yes.
Does he
Chris, you switching topics on me. Yo, I think what do the Lakers?
I mean, I know I had to address what Brenden said about that because I'm thinking like
he want to resign.
They have to get Luka is your number one priority.
You have to resign Luka, but does he even want to be there? That's like that's the question.
Yo,
so that's the combo, but I agree with you. Yes, they need the big. Now the question is, do you want to wait in the draft for that free agency or make a trade? I think the Lakers, you don't want to lose your depth for a center, for a mid center at that, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like the best bet is use draft capital and take a center in the draft, or use your salary cap that you have, the little ones that you have, and get you a center that can play the 5 efficiently, get rebounds, and space the floor a little bit, so that you don't have to use small ball against the Timberwolves and stuff like that.
Definitely.
Yeah, I agree. I think get a big.
Yeah.
Hachimura, you can pack up, big bro. Gabe Vincent.
Gabe Vincent, I don't understand, bro.
Vanderbilt, give me 2027 second.
Man, Vanderbilt had a bag, bro. Man.
It shouldn't be this abundance of pressure to make it. It shouldn't be this much pressure for Austin Reeves to drop 35 or they just lose every game, bro. But
yeah,
we gotta move on. We've been talking about the Lakers for a little minute. I guarantee you, it's gonna be a lot of Lakers talk this summer.
Yeah.
Moving on to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Ant-Man, Boogeyman, man. What are we thinking? We're gonna do 2 scenarios. Let's just say the Houston Rockets win. They play the Minnesota Timberwolves. Who we got?
Man,
I think it is going to be a good series. That's a good series. I think that's a good matchup. It's not like the Lakers. It's not issues with playing small ball because the Rockets are a very depth team. Honestly, they're like the next OKC, kind of how their format is with Sengun and all that. But I think the big factor is going to be Jalen Green. can Jalen Green show up in that game? Can Van Vliet be a good veteran and help these young players understand the playoffs? I mean, and also the coach, I forgot their coach's name. I mean, he's been perfect in the Warriors series. Hopefully they get the win tonight. We'll see. And coming back 3-1. But I think it goes to 7 if they play the Rockets, I think, or 6. And I think I'm going to take Minnesota, though, because Minnesota has a couple more games ahead of them, more time to prepare for it. So.
Sure. I mean, I think if Minnesota, I would much rather play at Houston than Golden State. Based on what I saw in the Lakers series.
Okay.
As good, even though they won the series in 5, which is good, I thought they didn't play them the best. And if they're playing like that against Golden State, they will take advantage of the missed shots, the turnovers. That can't happen. Ant can't go 0 for 10 for 3 in Game 5. I cannot fly against Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Jimmy Butler. They will take advantage of that. Someone should perform. So I feel like I'd rather play Houston. You can afford to shoot below average. I would say bad below average against Houston compared to Golden State. So I would much rather see Houston if I'm Minnesota.
So if they were to play Houston, how many games?
I got Minnesota in like 6. I ain't gonna lie.
6. Okay.
Okay.
I mean,
I'm with you. I'm not gonna lie. I think you would much rather want to play Houston than Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler. If you play Houston, the emphasis just has to stay on moving the ball and passing the ball and playing like a team through these bad shooting nights from Ant or through these bad shooting nights from Randall. I do think they're gonna have to play Golden State though. But if I had to just say just for Houston, to be honest, I think they go to 7 games. I think they win in 7 against the Rockets. Okay. Now, so for the Warriors, what do y'all think?
All right, Warriors.
If it's Warriors, I just think the Warriors don't want a long series. They were up 3-1. 3-1. They could have ended the series and then boom, down your tie game 3-3. I mean, we'll see tonight how it affects if they win tonight. Then it's a quick recover. You got a quick thing. We don't know if Curry's still messing up a little bit with his hand a little bit, a couple nights with his shooting, with his injuries. But I mean, if it's the Warriors, I can say experience is a big effect, but it kind of is another small ball team, though. You got to think about it. It's another small ball team. You're playing the same exact team, pretty much. You could use the same effect that you did against the Lakers in that same series. I think the Warriors are a better defending team, of course. Draymond Green's a better defender than half the players on the Lakers. So we'll see. I think I'll take Timberwolves in 6 or 5 if they play the Warriors.
Chris?
That's not crazy, but I feel like if the Warriors play the Timberwolves, then I got GSW at 6. They're better shooting team. They're more experienced. And I feel like even as a hooper, your body has to be used to playing in June, playing in May, playing long games, right?
Yeah,
and it's gonna be really hard for our series. You can't just guard Steph Curry like he's a normal point guard. You have to be on Steph Curry from half court on, right? All the off ball screens, all the motions. It's not gonna be easy, right?
And would Ant be on him? Would Ant be on Curry? Then would Ant be on Curry, or would be on Curry?
Yeah,
or would Ant be on Jimmy?
No, McDaniels would be on
Jimmy. Yeah. Actually, I think they put Jane on Curry. I seen him put Jane on Curry and then put Ant on like Pozinski, and then they'll figure it out. I don't
know.
Yeah, it really just depends on like who's on the court at the time.
I will say though, in the series where they play the Warriors, Rudy Gobert would help them tremendously. Like I feel like he can put a body on post.
Yes.
I don't think Draymond can just punk him. So I don't know. I feel like if they play the Warriors,
he's not gonna punk Draymond, but Draymond's not gonna punk Rudy. But I feel like it'll be.
I mean, Draymond hates Rudy. He hates. He comes out a minute. He hates.
He's not gonna let him just like have his way in the paint, but it's not like the Lakers series. So I don't think we'll see that 25-20 performance.
I think we could see. To be honest, I don't know. I could see Wolves in 6. I could see Warriors in 6.
I just don't know.
I think the Warriors could beat Minnesota in 6 games.
Yeah, yeah. I don't see reality where Golden State just isn't playing their best against Minnesota unless they're fatigued, which will be a factor because these players have played in June before in July. So I don't think this is really a concern about fatigue and stuff.
Yeah, I got Golden State in 6.
Yeah.
So we gonna close it there. We're gonna come back to the NBA talk. But yeah, I'm gonna close it here. One once again, y'all, appreciate y'all tuning in. We're gonna continue to be dropping. We finna make sure we start dropping more short form content for y'all throughout the week. We are dealing with finals though, so please bear with us on that. But anyways, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all have a good one.